Hey everybody, it's me, Ceru-Bean, and I'm back with another speed build after like 2 months or something like that. I just haven't had the motivation to build anything or kind of having a creative block. So yeah, I'm back with another, just like a regular home. It's been like a long time since I built just a house that wasn't like an apartment complex or anything like that, because I've mainly just been building like community lots and stuff. So it's kind of refreshing, like switch it up. So if you follow me on Tumblr, then you kind of know who this house is for and the family that's going to be living here. If you don't, then I'll tell you a little bit of their backstory and everything like that. So this is the Hasegawa family's home, and so basically Mitsuki's like the main character, like the main focus of the save, and she's a teen and she's adventurous, and she is best friends with Kaori Nishidaki, who's one of the premates that came at Snowy Escape. So basically they met when Kaori was fishing and Mitsuki found her or something like that, and she basically confessed that she was being bullied at school, and Kaori offered to help and talk to the principal, and so that's basically where their friendship started, and they've been friends ever since. So the family dynamic of this house is like so different from all the other families that I play. It's just so chaotic and like toxic and everything, and it's mainly because of Kenji. The dad is just, he has the mean traits, so he's just so nasty and mean to like everyone in the house, and so that kind of, it's like a chain reaction that makes everyone else upset and angry with one another, and so the relationships between everyone was kind of just deteriorating over time. Basically Natsumi, the mom, ended up divorcing Kenji, and so this is the house that they move into, kind of like a fresh start for them, and so it's definitely been refreshing to play for me and for the family, basically. To just get away from like all the the mean behavior, I guess. That's kind of the story as best as I can tell it. If you want to see it yourself, then I have all the pictures and gameplay and everything on my Tumblr, and I'll link it in the description so you can see it from the start and see how everything progressed. This house was a lot of fun to build, and it's definitely been like a lot of fun to play in so far. I love the trees and how it's surrounded by nature, and I love the little koi pond, and it's definitely like really cozy and just really nice. And also like the little intro at the beginning was like I really love it so much. Like it was so fun to like record and everything, and I kind of was inspired by like anime and everything, to just like the nature shots and like the cooking like Studio Ghibli movies and everything. So that's kind of what I tried to do. I tried my best, but and I have to use my film major for something, because clearly I'm not doing anything with it. But I am switching majors to game design, so I'm gonna start teaching myself how to do a little bit of that before I start school again. So I think that'll be kind of fun to look forward to. I mean, I already spend like hours upon hours playing The Sims and building and creating different environments and characters and stuff. So I figure, if I'm not liking the film stuff, then I'll probably really like the game design and everything. So I don't know when this video is gonna go up, but it's June 1st when I'm recording this, and so Dreamhouse Decorator just came out, and I haven't done anything with it. I'm kind of excited, but also a little apprehensive. Just because I've heard there's a lot of bugs, and I've also heard people say there's not like a lot of gameplay with this pack, which I mean is not very surprising, because as I've said in past videos, there's just not much gameplay going on in The Sims 4. So it's just definitely been like a consistent pattern with these pack releases. And I've said before, it's just like after a week when a pack comes out, it's like people don't really talk about it as much anymore. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes, and we'll see what happens. I think I'm gonna enjoy it a lot, because I like building and I like renovating homes and stuff like that. And like if you with the Myers family that I play over on my Tumblr, I've renovated like their house and everything, so I think that'll be fun to play with, and now there's actual mechanics to support, like the interior design thing. So yeah, I do understand what people are saying when they say there's no gameplay that was added with Dream House Decorator. It seems like there's a lot of mechanics that have been added to the game. Like, so there's the new slideshow function. There's like the home reveal, that kind of thing. And the career. There's also likes and dislikes that was added as well. But those things aren't really gameplay. They kind of influence gameplay and kind of immerse you into the gameplay, but it's not necessarily like you know what I mean. I feel like I don't know how to explain things, but I definitely do see where people are coming from when they say there hasn't been much gameplay added, because the pack just came out, so we don't really know everything, but it's understandable how people would feel that way. It's definitely valid to feel that way because it's just been such a consistent pattern with these pack releases. So I don't know, we'll see. I think I'm gonna enjoy it a lot, mainly because like my gameplay style is that it takes me a really long time to get around to stuff. I feel like I've said this before, but yeah, it takes me a long time to get around to like the new things that get added. So I do look forward to what's going to be added next, because I know they teased a little bit with their whatever that summer promotion post was, where they had like the rocking out at the Summerfest or get in touch with nature, that kind of thing. So it makes me think they're gonna add like a bands in the game, or like farming. And let me tell you, bands is like my number one, like the top of my wish list for The Sims 4. Like that's all I've ever wanted in the game, to like be able to have like garage bands with my teen Sims that are like rebellious and everything. Like that's all I wanted, especially like a new guitar object, like because all we have is the acoustic guitar. So I would love to have like a bass or like an electric guitar, that kind of thing. And definitely like some new music. I think that'd be really cool. Farming, on the other hand, I don't really care for that much, because we've already kind of have enough of that, I feel, because we had the gardening overhaul that that was added with the seasons, and we also have eco lifestyle, which isn't necessarily farming, but it's nature, whatever, kind of like the same theme. So I don't know what this farming pack is gonna be. Hopefully it's an expansion. I feel like they're gonna add a new world and everything, so definitely interested to see what they add. I feel like Brindleton Bay is almost like a farm-y kind of world. I know in the background of Brindleton Bay they have like fields and like a barn house and like cows and stuff. They're like really bad quality little pixel pictures, like, but it's there basically. So that's kind of what makes me excited that they're going to be adding like a full world. So I think that'll be interesting to see. I look forward to it. I always get excited when they add new things to the game, even if the general the general consensus with the most of the community is that they kind of want The Sims 4 to end and to just start on The Sims 5. But I'm like, okay, I don't know what The Sims 5 is going to be, because they're talking about multiplayer and stuff. So I'm just like, maybe we should just see what they add next, because I don't want to have to talk to people in a game where I try to get away from people. You know what I mean? The kids' room is like really tiny. Like it was so hard to get a picture of it. Like, with the walls up and everything. But I love that it's like kind of messy, and just like they were just like, whatever furniture we have, we're just gonna put it in there. Like not everything matches too well, and like there's clothes on the floor and like the posters on the wall. So I definitely love that they added bunk beds to the game, and also that they updated bunk beds to have like the loft bed kind of feel to it. So I think that's really cool. Yeah, I just love this house like so much. excited to like play more of it. I played a little bit of it, but I feel like I haven't really experienced like a lot of it. If that makes any sense. I love that meditation stool that's like out on the patio, and like it's like facing towards like the trees and everything, and it's just like really refreshing. um like when I was playing, you know, the save file this family, just like while Natsumi was meditating, I was also meditating with her, because it was just like so relaxing. You could hear like, you know, the birds chirping and the wind in the trees, and it's just like taking a breath, a deep breath, you know. And I just love that there's like the hanging, clothes hanging, what is it called, the rack, you know, the where you hang the clothes to dry. whatever it's called. I just love the way everything's placed, like the vertical gardening thing, and you know, the clothes hanging, everything, just because when they're in use and when Sims are using them, like it all looks really cool and everything. So yeah, I just love putting things close together and like taking a chance to see if it works or not. When it does work, it's like very satisfying to me at least. I actually had to put it down in Windberg because like it was just hard to landscape with all the snow. Like I couldn't see what, because you can't see the terrain paint over the snow and everything. So yeah, I also didn't know that I could erase like the terrain paint that's like that you see on the floor now. I was like, oh man, I don't know if people are gonna like this build, because like I don't know what I'm gonna do about this terrain stuff, but I'm glad that I could erase it, because I really thought it was like from the like when you change the levels of the terrain and everything, it's like there's like rocks and dirt that you can't erase basically. So I'm glad that I could change that. So I added my own little footpath and like the rocks and everything. And I feel like I have a bad habit of not talking about the actual build in my speed builds. It's like I talk about everything else but that. But yeah, I'm gonna try to like focus and like actually talk about what's on the screen at the moment. I really love this stone wall that I put up. It was nice to be able to block like the because the house is on stilts, and so it was nice to like, I feel like those kind of things add like a lot of depth. I feel like it would look really basic otherwise, so I'm glad that I was able to add it so that it worked. And I'm just so glad there's like actual like terrain editing in the game now, because I feel like we waited like 5 years or something like that for it. And it was definitely really hard to use at first, like trying to get things to work, and it's kind of wonky when you add stairs, because like when there's stairs, it's like it has to be flat, and so like having to work around that. And also you can't have the terrain be too close to walls, because there's like a little gap in between them, and so it's just those kind of things, and knowing how to work around them, that was really hard to get a hang of at first. So but I am really glad that it's in the game now. And there's just so much that you could do. Like I feel like this house would look really different if it was just like we had no terrain editing in the game. But I do love that they do like patch updates, like the free updates and stuff, where they add new things. I do wish they did them more often. I feel like there's like a lot of things that are missing from the game at the moment that need to be added. I am glad though that we have likes and dislikes now. I have seen some modders, or a modder, look like they were adding turn-ons and turn-offs or something like that, and I think that'd be really interesting to see if there's actually functionality with that. I know with if you have Dreamhouse Decorator, you have the decor option, and so you can see like choose like which decor your Sims like, and like your Sims will actually react to their surroundings, which is interesting. I don't think they do that for a favorite color or anything like that. Oh, another thing that I noticed with the likes and dislikes update is that it feels like there's not enough hobby options. Like there's no swimming, there's no reading. Like I feel like they missed out on like a lot of different things. Like they also don't have knitting on there either. So I feel like those are things that need to be added. I do understand why they probably didn't want to add too much, because like the pop-ups could get probably annoying, but like I feel like instead of just not adding it at all, they should just have the option to turn it off. I feel like they need to start doing that more often, because I don't like how they hold stuff back when, you know, like a lot of people would like that option. So yeah. That's my little critique. So we're nearing the end of the video, and I don't know what I just talked about like these past 15 minutes. I kind of just ramble until the time's up and I'm like, okay, I'm done. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do have, you know, I'm not gonna say anything else. I feel like if I hint at what I have next coming up or say that I'm gonna do this, it never happens. So I will see you when I see you. I do recommend following me on Tumblr, because I am more active on there than I am here, and I post like almost every day, so definitely check that out if you like gameplay posts and everything. Yeah, and I'll see you guys in, oh wait, before I end the video, I am taking a small hiatus from streaming on Twitch. I was streaming for a little while, but I feel like my computer can't handle streaming and everything, so I'm kind of gonna take a break from that until I get a new computer, or until I figure out what's causing, like, you know, my mic to cut out and everything while I'm streaming. So yeah, so there's not gonna be any streams for a while, which kind of makes me sad, but nonetheless. Yeah, hopefully I'll be back, you know, streaming soon and everything. And I will see you guys in the next one.